well, we've gone back to the live broadcast. Back to the live broadcast. You can probably adjust and get them coming up to the line.
Boat down, you're doing about 20 knots. Right, all stop your boat. All stop your boat.
Okay, they've been told to stop here now. And there he's told them to go. That was a sneaky move. So away they go. We've got 9 boats in this men's A. We've just launched a drone so we can get a little better look at all these boats and all the styles. These boats are piling away now, and again you can see that Carradine already are a boat up after only about 100 metres. They are powerhouses, all of them. But the rest of the boats are in a fairly good position. They're all on level peggings. Bringing up the rear is Penley Point from Rame, and I was speaking to the lads from Rame earlier, and they didn't think they would win this race, but they think they're going to have a good show anyway. So out on the far side, the Kingswear side, we can see the Dartmouth boat up there in the mix for the second place, along with the Teen boat, and Appledore there too. It's a strong young crew from Appledore, I know, and the Teen boat is actually a mix of the A's and B's. I spoke to their ladies captain, Sarah Free, earlier, and she said this is the first time they've gone out together to really have a proper race.
Nice stuff, all working.
So we have a bit of a beep going on, and while there's the beeping in the boat and we don't know what it is going on, I'm going to give you a little bit of history about some of the clubs that are rowing here today. We asked them all to send us in a little cameo of about their club, and I'll start off with Appledore, and that's not because I'm an Appledore man, but they are first in in my notes. And Appledore, I'd just like to mention that the boat Whitford running today has just been repainted, and it's been done to honour Len White, our dear president, who died last year on the day of the London Great River Race, strangely enough, and he was a lovely man, and he lived for his boat. So we've been going now at Appledore we started just early this century, and you can see we've done quite well, and if you know the club, it's really come through up into the top 20 rowers in the gig rowing world. So let's get back to the race now. And Carradine have gone over to the Dartmouth bank. They seem to favour that. They did on the last ladies' race, and then they sort of sweep round the corner and somehow just get away from the rest of the boats, which I'll be really interested to see if this happens again. And you can probably see them. We've got our drone just over the boats now, and there's going to be a battle on the first turn, I think, for second place. I'm not too sure about who it's going to be between, but I'm guessing it's going to be Appledore, Teen, and I think probably Dart as well. They're down there too. Bring up the rear is Winspit from Swanage and Pegasus from Brixham. Brixham again, they've just had a restructure in the club, so they're doing really well. They've not had much chance to get out on the sea and row, so I was speaking to Sarah David earlier over a cup of tea, and she said that they'll be rowing more out at sea now the weather's getting better, so they'll be in form for the Sillies. Gibraltar are doing massively well too, and these guys, they don't row all year round. They are in and out of the boats. They're not regular rowers, but for somebody who's not regular rowers, they're doing pretty well, really. So the race is split into two halves now, with Dart now ahead of Teen, Appledore and Catwater. So Dart boys using the local water, that I think, but I'm just interested to see what happens with Carradine. I think they'll sweep round now, and all of a sudden they'll be right out in front of everyone. I think they've been doing their homework.
They're staying out of the channel, aren't they?
They are out of the channel, and if you think about it, the faster water is in the channel, so the tide's coming in. So these guys in the middle will be rowing against it, and there'll be a bit of a back eddy on the far side, where the water actually doesn't run as fast as it does in the middle. So let's see if our theory works. They look level at the moment, but by the time we get to the first buoy, I guess that there'll be 2 boat lengths up. And if we can look behind us, which we can't really, but I'll give you the news of what's happening, is we got 5 boats rowing against. There's a nice little group there, so there'll be a winner in that group, and there'll be a winner in this group too. So again, it's quite interesting that Carradon have not pulled away like all the other crews have. At this stage, every race that we've covered, the Carradon boats have been, well, they've been uncatchable. But I got a feeling now, let's see, Dart are just going past the first buoy. They're lifting the blades up. They took that very, very close, as did Catalina. Well done. Team coming up behind Catalina, and they've all gone ahead of Whitford now. But this is interesting, really interesting. Dart are really, really giving Carradon a run for their money. And as I said earlier, we spoke to the crew in the boat where the camera is, and they did confirm that they will be the lads rowing in the Sillies, in their A crew. Whether or not they were actually telling us that to make us just a little bit indifferent about them, I don't know. But they really are struggling now to get away from Dart, but I still have a feeling they will.
What's your alerts if you go through?
We've got a couple of boats heading at us now, so they will just be in our way, but don't worry about it. Our drone now is up high enough that you can see the racing. And there go Carradon. There we go. Off they go. One length up already in about 20 strokes. That's heartbreaking. When you're a cox looking at a boat pull away at that speed, and they really are pulling away, every stroke 2 or 3 feet. It's amazing technique they have. In a space of a minute, there's nearly a boat length between them now. Catalina from Catwater now catching Dart, which is really good. And Whitford from Alpedor are going on the outside. They're taking the same water as Carradon did, and they are now ploughing ahead of Templar from Teen. So I'm guessing the water is a little bit flatter out the other side and less current. So I'm going to look behind me now and just see. Oh, I don't want to forget the other boats, but there is a noticeable group now, and a distance of about 10 lengths between them all, and it's headed by Penley from Rame with Gibraltar, and then we have Pegasus and Winspit from Swanage. So before we get to the next mark, I will just tell you a little bit about Rame. They have been going since 1992 on the Rame Peninsula, and they are there to encourage rowing on the Rame Peninsula. And in 2011, and I've been in this clubhouse, they had a new clubhouse built with a hospitality suite and a fitness suite. So Rame have done really, really well with fundraising, and you can see by the results that the gym is obviously working. Now we've got our drone on the first mark. I can see it hanging over the first mark, and we have Carradon making a turn already, nice and wide, so hopefully they won't stop rowing, whereas Dart, and I saw it in the last race, they take the buoys really tight, and they're going to come up on the inside and just probably pull back the lead that they had taken off them by Amazon, rowed by Carradon. There I can see it happening now, exactly what has happened. Dart have come inside and have probably pulled up a boat length, which now Amazon have taken back, and Catalina have come up on the inside of Volante of Dartmouth and is challenging them. So we're going to get a close-up now of Amazon. We're going up to the second mark, which isn't very far away from the first mark. But now you see what they've done is they've pulled up, pulled away by 2, 3 or 4 lengths in the space of no time at all. They've had the mark given to them, and there'll be no catching them from here, I can tell you that now. They've just piled the pressure on. All of you watching this is a close-up of Carradon's technique. Just look what they do, and if you can copy this and go on an ergo 5 nights a week, you might just give them a run for their money. I mean, that is perfection rowing there.
Catalina over Templar.
I'll let you count the stroke rate, but it's going to be somewhere around 32, 34, but long, powerful strokes. Look, everybody's blade in the same depth. And a lovely recovery. Look at the stroke. Look at the manta stroke. Wonderful. Dartmouth are just now around the second to last mark, and their stroke is pretty good too. Nice, powerful rowing. Catalina coming very, very close to the buoy.
Penley Point over Gibraltar.
And they're back in. The blades are back in all in time again. Well done, Kathleen. That was a good manoeuvre. Templar from Teen coming up in fourth. This is a good effort by the A and B crew. With Whitford coming up behind in fifth. The rest of the group are pulling up now. Penley Point will be next round the mark. And that's a great effort from Rame. Well done, Rame. Experienced cocks there in the back, and Gibraltar coming up on the inside of them. And if they can keep this boat running like it is, they could probably take Raymer just starting to get back in the rhythm again. Swanage following Gibraltar. And bring up the rear is Pegasus, and I know the Brixham lads have got a couple of novices rowing today, so well done for even getting in a boat. That's a massive thing to do. The home club Dart, they've been rowing down here since 1996, and a good friend of mine, Kevin Pine, I know, the ex-chairman, he speaks very highly of the way the club handle themselves, and everybody wants to come and row on the Dart. It's so scenic, and we're just going past the Dartmouth Castle at the moment, which I took a little walk down to this morning, and it just makes you feel at home, all this scenery, this history that's in this lovely town. We're going over towards Bayard's Cove now, where actually I think they filmed the Anedin line, or part of it. So we're zooming up the river now to the last mark, and we'll probably see Carrick go around there first. Which they are, they're just heading up to it now. And we don't think we have a Salcombe boat, and I was looking for Salcombe because they're always in the mix, but they're not in this race for some reason. Not at all. Swanage, where are they? There they are. They're bringing up the rear with the rest of the crews. They're doing really well. It's quite an elderly crew, and I know the man in bow won't mind me saying that he's certainly over 21 years of age. But rowing like a trooper. And Swanage, they've been going since 2001. So these clubs, you know, they're all fairly well established now, and Swanage even had the club mark awarded to them from the British Rowing Association, so that's pretty good going, to be fair. You take a lot of effort to get that.
Just looking at Carradine now, coming up to the right.
Okay, so we have Carradine. We're going back to the Carradine boat now with our camera in it. They're just coming up to the winning line, and you'll probably see when the other boats come around behind it how much they've won by, and it's just incredible how they've done that in about, I don't know, 400 metres, pulled that far ahead. We've got a good race going on here with Whitford from Appledore just trying to catch Teen. And they're really going through the paces here. We've got a new rower in the Appledore boat, young Tom Trapnell there. Used to row for Torridge. I think he's just in actually to help us out today, but who knows, a good young rower with the rest of the lads. Oars bending. One of the lads in the Appledore boat, I know his nickname is Lurch. He's a massive lad. He's a farmer from up near Great Torrington, and I can see his oar bending as we go past them. Good effort, lads. They've only been rowing a couple of years, all those lads. Well, I can probably safely say now that all the positions of the boats are in is what they're going to finish in. There's a big string of boats here. Amazon now have finished. Carradine have finished now. They'll be getting cold waiting for the next boat to give them 3 cheers, but that's what we do. We wait. We don't just row in. It's all part of the spirit of the sport, and there'll be 3 cheers and probably a pint or 2 of beer drunk in the bars around Dartmouth later after the regatta, and it'll be like nothing happened on the water. Everybody's so friendly. And that's off the water. On the water, it's obviously a battle, and there's no quarters given. There we go. So, the second boat is across the line. Catalina from Catwater. Brilliant little club. just opposite the Barbican in Plymouth. I didn't really know where they were. I spent most of my rowing time up on the north. Is a boat too, so boats coming home really.